We'll start cleansing the energy. Again, it's to put in the caption. This is a perspective reading. So for those of y'all who are not really familiar with me, when I normally put that caption up there about a perspective reading, this is really me having a conversation with myself. This is really me trying to figure out what may possibly be going on by, I guess, pulling cards lots of time. Even though I don't have to, I just like to get the confirmation. So um, the perspective reading, if you get resonance from it, by all means, hell and welcome. Um, if you don't understand what the hell I'm talking about, hell and farewell. I guess the one thing I need to note is you'll always hear me basically say that, the universe speaks to us in vibrations and sequences. It speaks to us in vibrations and sequences, so everything has a numerical value, and the expression can be an illusion to the illusion. And for me, at the end of the day, the illusion is nothing more than an ill use of ions. Ions meaning energy. It's an ill use of energy to keep paying attention to things that may not be real. But until you can learn what an illusion is, you have to start figuring out what really ain't reality, if that makes sense. So I did a post last night, basically trying to give a little point of exposure into the things that I personally have worked on over the years, just starting from 2018 when shit hit another level. And one of the things I alluded to or talked about was in working with certain entities, ethereals, we'll just call them all spirits. Working with certain spirits, they were giving information about, timelines and things like that. Not going to go down the whole thing, but basically it boiled down into the new accepted timeline that was a merger from multiple ones was now going to be projected through the Aquarian field. So the primary thing I'm going to do is ask via the cards and for whatever information will be gleaned out of this universe, what is the Aquarian field? What is the Aquarian Field Generator that is producing the matrix field? The next thing after that is what is the primary thought form or the primary programming that is being pushed through that field? Each timeline, if you understood time on that level, each timeline has one main focus that is driving it in whichever direction it's going. So if you converged a bunch of them, there had to be a common denominator point in between all of them in order to make them flow. But here's the trick. From my experience is if it was not there, you have to create it. So if there is a utopian element in one timeline, but there isn't one in another, in order to make them flow, you have to create that utopian effect. So we're not designed for utopia. At current, the way we operate as a collective consciousness, we're not designed for utopia because we've already expressed the desire to try and find a way out of our pain. You cannot find peace until you learn to absolve yourself from the pieces. But I'm not going to go rambling down that. So what is the Aquarian field? What does it really do? And then what's the primary programming? And then how does it affect the 13 signs? And before I get into that, remember I always tell you, you are more than these signs. You're all of them put together. They are just a roadmap. But think about it. They are a roadmap on where you can go. Do you have to go there? A lot of y'all have hit points of glamorization where you cannot absolve yourself from the answer that you want to hear, which is yes, you got to do what they say. That means you're already willingly admitted to being enslaved. But again, let your life tell your tale. So the first and primary thing in this perspective reading is, what is the Aquarian field? And remember, I'm telling you, that's where the matrix energy is being pushed through there. It's the reflection point. The Aquarian field is the reflection point. It is the high priestess. It's the point of connection. The high priestess is the energy who has the highest point of connection to source or God in this sense. But it's a connection based off of fear. Remember, I just got to saying a few minutes ago about each timeline has one prevalent thought programming. This thought programming for our current timeline and basically most of them that we are on, fear is a common element. Fear is a common element because fear is a energy reproducer. Not only does it produce energy, it reproduces energy because it becomes, here's that word y'all get tired of me saying, but y'all not tired of living it, trauma. So I am going to be the projector of your fears. The things that you want to see. I've been saying this for years. When you're dealing with traumas are double-ended. If you want something, then if you want something you don't think you can get it, that's a trauma. If you got something and you're scared you're going to lose it, that's a trauma. Both of them are fears. I think I've been saying this for a long time too, in the sense of, let's just say, and I hate getting back on this, but let's just use it for what it is. In the sense of slavery, the slave does not have enough. The master does not want to lose what it has. That's the whole fear cycle. You know, that's the whole karmic cycle. In a slavery system, is that if the slave keeps pulling from the fear that they are not going to have enough, they can't meet their karma. If the master does not get out of the cycle of thinking that they have to have, they can't meet their karma. That's why it never goes anywhere. So until each element learns to absolve itself from the necessity of what they think they need or what they're scared they don't have, nothing changes. Apply that to your life, apply that to history, apply that to everything. If you will not let go of what you think you need, you'll always want it. But when you realize, holy shit, I really didn't need it, it's like parents, what we tell our kids, you just had a plate of food. You ain't hungry for seconds. Give your stomach 15 minutes and then come back and see if you're hungry. That greed, that energetic greed and fear, holy shit, I'm not full, will make you keep eating. And then you get sick. Energetically, a lot of people won't stop eating. And so guess what? The prevalent programming, which is going to be this next card, remember, the matrix is producing fear. I can already tell you what the next card is going to be correlated to. It's going to be correlated to fear. If the matrix is producing fear through the Aquarian field, the main programming to keep things running straight will be fear-based. Because as long as people are agitated, thinking that they can't keep still because they either don't have enough or they have too much, there's always going to be motion. So without further ado, what's the major programming? Fear becomes your reality. Emotion. Same thing I just said. If you can produce a reflection of fear, then that becomes your reality. Same thing I said. If you will not absolve yourself from need, then there's always a necessity. Peace, goddess. If you will not absolve yourself from need, then there will always be a necessity. Hi. Over the years, I told y'all, indulgence. Every being in this realm has indulgence. My nickname, as given to me by lots of things, has always been indulgence incarnate. I am a manifestation of indulgence until I let myself be absolved from needing to indulge, at least on certain levels. I'm not going to say I'm all the way out of that ballpark, but if you cannot get out of your primary sickness, you'll forever be sick. But the trick is, when you've been sick for so long that you no longer produce the symptoms, holy shit, asymptomatic, you don't know you're sick because you're fine going along that journey. A lot of us out here who cannot disengage from illusions are on that level. Basically, we call it psychosis, cosmic psychosis. You cannot disengage from what you want to be real, even though it has never shown you reality. That'll have you worshiping all kind of shit out here instead of realizing yourself. See, I ain't say shit about worshiping yourself. I'm going to tell you, realistically, egoically, hell yeah, you better worship yourself. But when you realize yourself, you don't even need to worship. Worship what? I honor and praise me just by breathing. I don't need to put myself in a point of exaltation so that I can give me what I need. Holy shit, I am what I need. Thought processes. So, the matrix, the Aquarian field where this current timeline is being produced from is just a reflection of fear. It's two. It's what you think you know. But if you don't understand, so to be fair, if what you know has already been given to you, then there's something bigger. So if the Aquarian field already produced fear, there was already a thought there to give that notion. So what was prior to the Aquarian field? God damn it. What came before 2? 1, the magician under manipulation. But the magician under manipulation is already caught in the damn cycle. Holy shit. He's already caught in a ritual. 1, 2, 12. 1, 2. You already got knocked the fuck out. You have been manipulated into reproducing fear, and now that shit becomes your reality. So, all right, how does that affect the signs? I have to, because we're dealing with the Aquarian field, I have to use Spellbreaker, where you hear me hashtag it unbecoming the signs. I always tell you, Pisces should be the first sign. In my perspective and experience, Pisces should come first instead of last, because what? Pisces represents the feet. If you don't know where you're standing, you've already fallen. If you don't know where you're standing, you've already fallen. You've already fell in. So you should figure out Pisces, where you're standing, before you get back to Aries, where your mind is already on fire. Unless you just like being under a spell. Then you wake up and your mind is already on fire and you're just trying to figure out where you can go. But let your life tell your tale, because again, as I said earlier, the glamorization of using what was already given to you, and you get used to getting used by it, you don't see the usury. So Pisces, and I'll shuffle the cards. Pisces, how is this current programming of fear that is being fed into this current matrix? How is it affecting you? Remember, Pisces is a sign of duality. Pisces is the fish. If Pisces is the feet can go in both directions. Pisces is choice really in manifestation. Pisces gets to choose which way they go, but if you are going based off of fear, here's what's gonna happen. I can't make this shit up. Here's what's gonna fucking happen. You're going to embrace the fear that you think is going to make you safe. This is the king of spirits. I'm sorry, this is the element of spirits. This is the element of spirits in my card. Look at it. The number 3 and 5. 3, your thoughts, is 5. Going to make you move. What do you mean make me move? I've already manipulated you into processing fear, and that's the only thing you accept is real. So now, whichever way you move, guess what's already part of your programming? Fear. So Pisces is only going to get out here and try and move into whichever direction will show them less fear, but they already accept fear as a component. Fear is a necessity, to be honest, or fear as a unshakable trait that they'll never get rid of. And remember, I keep trying to tell you, as I said a few minutes ago, fear is double-ended. Not having enough, fear. Having too much, fear, because you don't want to lose. So that's going to open up the whole cycle of the signs. Is Pisces is now moving in fear. 3, 5. 3 plus 5 is 8. You're already in a struggle. You're already in the loop because you've already been produced into a programming of fear. But if everything is a reflection of you, whom shall you fear? Self. It is a fear of self, fear of facing yourself and absolving yourself from your cycles to keep most people going. And again, if you don't have this level of experience, my apologies to you, but not for you. You are all signs. Don't give a fuck when you was born. You are all signs. Every aspect of these stars affect you, not just the ones that was up under your natal. So you've been produced in the Pisces energy. Now, under the Aquarian field, you're about to become an Aquarius. Remember, Pisces just want to separate themselves into whichever direction is going to show them fear. That first move is going to separate them from self into an illusion of which one is going to be safe. That's the Aquarius energy. You are only a reflection of the safety you seek, but the only thing you're running from is yourself. Can't make this shit up. There goes that 12 again. You already in a ritual. You already hung up on trying to find safety from yourself by trying to figure out how to conquer yourself. mastery. I've been telling you that for years. In order for you to master anything, something has to be enslaved. And in this realm, in order for you to master yourself, in most people's cases, you only use the traumatic experiences you've been through as what's going to help you become better. If I use the shit that I went through to make me become better, it still does not teach me how I became sick. It just shows me what I went through. So the Aquarian energy says you're just going to separate yourself and you're going to hang yourself up on all the stuff that's going to make you feel good about not facing yourself. So now here in this energy, in the Aquarian energy, you are facing the illusions of yourself, and now you're going to try and master them. Capricorn, the god of thoughts. I'm going to outthink all of these reflections of me that I found here that is going to hide me from the me that I didn't want to find there. The me that I found out here, externally, duality, I'm going to master that because it's easier for me to master that so that it can teach me what was going on in here. Nope. What's going on out here is only a reflection of what's going on in here, not the source. Two different things. So when you get into Capricorn energy, you just mastering your externals. You ain't met your internal energy. But they're going to keep you moving and you're going to learn them. Remember, I need to learn everything out here so that I master it. But everything out here was just an illusion to keep you from realizing the love within yourself. It's basically designed to stop you from seeing unconditional love, because within me, the love for myself should not have had a condition. I got out here into a condition called separation, trying to reproduce the unconditional love I should have had for myself internally, externally. So I'm going to keep moving until I find it. But where is that? Already inside. I just don't want to face it because I'm scared to take that responsibility, to telling myself that I'm broken, because that's really all it is. You're telling yourself you're broken and you're actually performing as such. So from there, the Capricorn energy, where you are trying to master everything that you keep seeing in your separation, that keeps you on a journey. You carry the torch. Remember, all of this came from you. The Aquarian field said, I'm going to manipulate you into seeing yourself, but you're going to see the side of you that you're scared of. So I'm going on a search party, Sagittarian energy. I'm going on a search party for myself, trying to find out who I am based off of everything I went through. Just said that a minute ago. So the Sagittarian energy basically got you out here searching for yourself through your experiences. There's that 8 again. 2 + 6, the reflection of holy shit, everything I found. 6 is foundations. The Capricorn said, I'm going to get out here and rule over everything I find. The Sagittarian energy said, yeah, because everything I find is a reflection of me. And now I love hard and I'm just connected to everybody's energy. And it was yesterday was hard because I feel what everybody going through. Oh, stop it. Sympathetic distraction. The only reason why y'all keep feeling what everybody else is going through, because you have not filled yourself. Therefore, you are in the field, F-I-E-L-D, of separation, trying to find your wholeness through the pieces. And now you become an empath. Holy shit. Now I am an empath, E-M, emotionally moved down my path. But I don't know why. You want to know why? Because you're still trying to master your experiences and you haven't learned to love yourself. See, that ain't what it is. Let your life tell you tale. We don't argue here. We don't argue from people who like to hide from themselves. Holy shit, Ophiuchus, the hidden one, the serpent bearer. See, the knowledge was already in the mind, but I demonized what the mind had to know, so I hid from what was there to see. The hidden one, you have already hidden from yourself, and you're trying to find yourself in separation. But now you got here in separation and you have found more than you thought you was going to see. So now you're trying to hide from it. I have already hid from myself in separation. And now I want to separate myself from the separation. But I ain't ready to go back into wholeness. That's what Ophiuchus is. I'm going to hide here away from all the shit that I see without realizing that everything that I saw was me in reflection. Oops. I filled my mind with a bunch of mess. 3, 4. My thoughts have trapped me. 3. I have created creation. 3. My thoughts thoughts have communicated with everything that trapped me, and now my mind is filled with mess. The queen of air, the influence over my thoughts. What was Ophiuchus? I just want to get away from everything that I found here because it ain't making me see me. That's the true answer. It's not making you see you because this is not you. This is just your reflection. So at that point, responsibility and accountability should say, you know what? I need to let go of these fucking phoenix cycles. I need to let go of the shit that is burning me and just be still so I can see what I really am, not what I've been through. Because what I've been through, that's one thing, but what I am, that's everything. So you keep filling yourself with everything that you think that you're going through, and it won't let you keep still. 3 + 4 is 7, because I think it's who I am. All I am filled with is the experience of everything that I connected to, and everything I connected to is teaching me how I keep hanging myself up on fears that I now think are my reality, because fear was the original manipulation. Oops. Again, this is more about me than for anybody, so I appreciate when I come in and leave out, because you can't hear what your ignorance won't allow you to understand. Oops. So your Ophiuchi energy, your ignorance of self, will make you keep processing your pain instead of trying to be your peace so that you understand what your wholeness is. So from there, your Ophiuchi energy goes into Scorpio, the god of death. I'm going to destroy everything that's sitting in my mind. But what was everything sitting in your mind? The traumatic you. Don't destroy it. Set it free. It's not a necessity. But the need to go through something in order to learn how to be still won't allow you stillness. You'll need to go through something. So Scorpio will need to go through something. Overcome. I'll need to go through something. Your name ain't Martin. Stop it. I already showed you martyr card. You're going to end up a martyr. Trying to be a champion for some shit that really ain't got nothing to do with you. Because the same shit that you're trying to save is the same shit that's fucking killing you. Or the same thoughts that are trying to guide you into the promised land is the same thoughts that stole it from you. Oops. But you keep on coming over because the thoughts will show you the food. See, your thoughts, when you was at Ophiuchus, when you was high from everything, that was your time to find holy shit. The thoughts was me. What's for? The emperor. God. I was the God. But because I didn't understand what my thoughts were showing me, I stayed on a journey because I'm going to get rid of everything I keep thinking, because everything I keep thinking keep fooling me. But yet everything is me. So you're fooling yourself. You're fooling yourself because from Scorpio, you realize the only thing I need to do was find balance. If I find balance with everything is out here and find everything that's balanced within here, then I can find wholeness. Everything here came before the reflection of everything out here. So everything out here is what already put you into the illusion of separation. So trying to take the illusion of separation into your wholeness means you are your own sickness. I won't be surprised if the 33 come out. You're your own sickness. Oops, worse. You your own fear. Fear of self. You trying to find balance with your pain so that you can use that as what's going to teach you peace. But remember, your whole foundation will now be based off of the pain that you won't let go of. Why? Because if I let go of everything I've been through, then I ain't going to know who I am. But yet who I am here is just a result of what I've already been programmed into thinking. So I won't know who I am until I think to myself, see, I was in a relationship and he didn't let me think. But once I got away from him and I started thinking for myself, I found out who I was. Such as this whole fucking experience. Everything around you is designed to stimulate you into thinking that that is who you are. You identify more with this than you do with your authentic self. Loving your illusion. And that's why you need signs, because I'm going to go on a journey, because see, it was already ordained from the stars on where I'm going to end up going, and I got to follow that path. It's a motherfucking choice. If you want to go down that journey and ride that train, keep purchasing the ticket. If you want to learn to sit still and see what you really are, purchase that ticket. It's a choice. That's what the balance is. The balance was already in me because I'm the only one that keeps creating the accounts. You get it? As the source, I'm the one that keeps creating all these accounts, contracts, and shit like that. Why? Because I have a martyr's energy. And it already showed you over here. You caught in a ritual. You keep hanging yourself. So now you're going to Virgo. I keep hanging myself because every time I keep seeing the light blinds me. Because the light is you, only you don't know the grandeur of your own existence. So you keep going through shit that teach you that you more than that. And then when you get burnt out from going through things that have shown you less than what you need to see, you use that as a way to find more. Martyr energy, Bambi, Virgo. Martyr energy, Bambi, Virgo. Trickery. I didn't know my own fire until I went through something that burned me, and then I learned to pick myself back up. Stop putting you down. Stop putting you down and going into reflective, reciprocal relationships of things that put you down too. Why not hold you up and keep your delicious energy until you find something that is a true reciprocal reflection of you and your grandeur, not you and your lack. We'll just use that. It's other words that can be thrown in there, but I'm not gonna do it. So Virgo, stop tricking yourself into going to abusive situations that only hire abusers when you only hire reflections of yourself. It's the abuse of your own energy. Holy shit, illusion, ill use of my ions, ill use of my energy, giving my time to somebody else who didn't deserve it, but I thought I saw something there that I didn't see in myself. So I want to produce it in them, with them, or for them, so that I can find it in me. It's a whole lot of goddamn work. It's a whole lot of power. Leo, Virgo, where you already tricked yourself, is where you didn't have understanding of what you already are. Leo, you're the power plant. You are the representative of the sun. Nothing gets life without me. So if Virgo has already tricked out their energy into giving life to everything else, guess what it only taught it? Death. So the Leo energy already has the experience of death, and now it's scared to keep getting killed. So now it's more worried about what's killing it, producing itself like a Scorpio at this point. It's worried more about what's killing it than being responsible for giving up its fucking energy. Oops. But it loves a separation. My foundation, I'm worried more about you not breaking me so that I can learn to love myself better. So you're going to have to learn to love me properly when I ain't even learned to love myself properly enough to stop giving you the opportunity to break me, which is only a reflection of where I have not healed myself. Oops. So that fear of doing the work on your own will make you want to work over anybody else who you think ain't damn honoring who you already are. You can't get my energy. You ain't worth my energy. Okay. Maybe you're your own cancer. Maybe people keep making you sick because they're trying to give you an opportunity to heal. The sickness you see in others is only a reflection of the sickness you see in yourself. The healing you see in others is only a reflection you see in yourself. However, if your healing is your sickness, you can kiss the baby. So once you get the cancer, you might be kissing the baby because you just using the same shit that got you sick as what's going to produce your healing. Oops. Oops, I'm my own devil. Holy shit, look what happened here. I gave my magic into what was moving me. Why? Because 1 + 5 is 6. Because I thought that was going to show me love. See, I already gave life to everything I love, but if it don't love me properly, I just release it. Instead of saying, holy shit, I keep harming myself because I keep releasing me, producing light and reflections into things that don't honor what I already am. So to be fair at this point, and I'm sure it came up earlier along the reading, but I'm not going to go back and find it. You just produced the 66 between the Virgo field. Between the Leo field and the Cancer field. You just produced the 66 self-sabotage. So bonus card, you keep producing self-sabotage that keeps your ass trapped in between the signs. Holy shit. And it's got your power. That's where your energy is trapped at, in between giving power and being the shit that's killing you. Being the shit that I give life to and giving life to the shit that's killing me. the sun. I'm 1 through 9. I keep going through these cycles of separation. I keep getting 1, manipulated by 2, what I see, but yet what I see is only a reflection of fear. But 3, I keep communicating with these thoughts that have already shown me fear. And 4, I keep creating it. 5, now I can't keep still because it keeps manipulating me, or I am now motivated to manifest something different. You get stoked into creation. 6, you keep creating something based off of what your foundation was. What was your foundation? Manipulated fear. 7, but now I think that's who I am because that's the only thing I can verify is what I've been through. 8, but yet what you've been through has never shown you struggle. I mean, never shown you stillness. So it's just an endless cycle of you in struggle, the infinity loop. You keep creating all this stuff that you think is you, but all it is just manipulated points of fear, ill-used ions. 9, trying to make it to the end, just trying to control my vibrations enough to not keep going through stuff instead of realizing, holy shit, the only stuff I'm going through is the shit that I keep creating. So if I wanted to be still, then maybe I should stop creating what already was manipulated within me. Fear. But see, that can't be true because see, that's just a different perspective. See, I'm not my Cancer and I'm not sabotaging myself, blah, 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 blah. Gemini. I see what you're saying, but see, that can't be real. I see what you're saying, but that can't be real. So I'm just going to do both. Gemini, the supercomputer that got too much programming and it went into safe mode, trying to use the same program, manipulated fear, as what's going to manipulate the fear into being still. Gemini, trying to manipulate the fear into being still. Oops. You done tricked yourself there, Hoss. You have SU'd yourself because while you can run yourself down multiple roads and use that programming, it's a programming based in ignorance where you think you are going to manipulate what has already manipulated you by producing more things to manipulate so that you feel the field of manipulation until it can't manipulate no more. Good luck with that. That's ignorance. You have tricked yourself into seeing that into not seeing that you were already zero. You're already the source of the manipulation. So therefore, absolve myself from manipulation altogether. But I'm going to sit still until I see something different. See, Gemini was a 0. I'm going to just sit still until I see something different, but I'm going to split myself and go down both paths. Taurus. I'm going to split myself and go down both paths, and I'm going to sit here until I find it. So the Gemini that has chosen ignorance is only going to sit in the shit as Taurus. There's that 8. You've given your magic into that 8. The perspective that I can go down either one of these routes and find reality means that I've already told myself that I'm going to use my ions, become an illusion. And you're going to be easily moved too. La Luna. Your energy is going to go in motion towards whatever you think is going to show you less ignorant as you further ignore yourself in favor of your programming. Why? Because I like to sit still until something shows me different while still watching myself get shown the same. At what point do you take accountability for what others have shown you and take yourself out of that equation? Remove yourself from that programming. Keep showing you the same shit and ain't what you want to see, relocate. Ta-da. Stop sitting in the shit, Taurus, because you're only going to burn yourself. As Aries, you're only going to burn yourself because your mind is now filled with everything that's going on around you, because everything around you got filled into you as you emptied you out into itself. Emptied you out into all of it. It's a better way to put it. You produced everything out here and took it in as who you are, which means now as Aries, you now are a Phoenix. You have a traumatic cycle. Becomes your motivation. All you saw was the struggle. I gave my magic, 1, to the struggle, 8. Now 2, all I see, 8, is the struggle. And that becomes my motivation. That becomes the titty in my mouth. That becomes the queen of waters. That becomes the influence over everything I create. My ideology of fixing illusion by trying to make illusion become real in a generated field based off of manipulated fear means the only thing that was real was me being manipulated by my fears. And if I try to find a way to stop, if I try to find a way to use the fear that's manipulating me as what's going to get me into something safer, what's the one thing that'll never leave? Fear. So even when we make it through this new timeline, it ain't really new so much anymore. When you make it to the end, guess what's gonna still be there? What's ruling over you? What did you focus on? Fear. So unless you can absolve yourself from giving so much energy to fear and start learning to love yourself authentically without your traumas, without your experiences, without your necessities and all that other shit, you're only going to produce what you keep focusing on. The collective has a bad thing with allowing systems to teach us what to focus on. And then we sit there and say it clearly. Well, they ain't allowing us space to even breathe, to focus on ourselves. But we got to keep paying attention until they're going to do better. Remember earlier where it said that you try to take the manipulated fear and use that fear to manipulate the fear so that you can get rid of the fear that keeps manipulating you? It's a fucking virus. Peace, goddess. It's a fucking virus. 101028. You got a titty in both mouths. No, you got your mouth on both titties, is what I need to say. 2 plus 8, 10. 2 plus 8, 10. Source code 1010. Remember I just told you what happens when you get to the end of a fear cycle? If you don't learn to release that fear at the beginning of the next cycle, it's fear. It's an Ananta Shesha function. If you haven't learned anything about Nagas and anything like that, the Ananta Shesha is the eternal snake. He is the fucking infinite remainder. At the beginning was the Ananta. At the end is the Ananta. At the beginning, same Ananta. Only he's the only one that remembers what happened because everybody else chooses to forget. But yet, even when you choose to forget, it's still in you. That's called programming. That's why you keep having deja vus and recalls and shit. So again, this was a perspective reading research for myself on what's going on with the Aquarian field and manipulation points. If y'all don't start releasing your traumas, good the fuck luck. You need to get your ass on that Phoenix Fire wheel grid. But if you ain't ready to do no work, don't fuck with none of my grids. Because they come at a fucking cost. But if you ready to break out of your fucking Phoenix Fire cycles and stop burning yourself and stop using all these fucking traumas as what's going to give you peace, in the words of Suge Knight, come holler at your boy. If you want to just keep dancing around the stage and keep using your traumas and complaining about why life beating you down, but you ain't doing shit different, stay over there at Bad Boy.